Okay. I know everyone's giving their opinions on this Drake and Kendrick Lamar feud. However, there's only one part in particular that I find interesting, and that's within tailor-made freestyle. If you're not aware, Drake enlists the helps of Tupac Shakur. He died in the 90s, by the way, and the currently alive Snoop Dogg, of all people, to gang up and essentially egg Kendrick on to responding to Drake. Now, we can delve into how morally bankrupt it is, how ethically bankrupt it is, and whatever. However, the part that I'm most concerned about is this sets a dangerous precedent for the future. Walk with me. If Drake is able to use AI in this manner, what's stopping anyone else? In fact, if you remember, because I sure do, a lot of the initial discourse when the track dropped was, what's Snoop Dogg doing on here? Snoop Dogg is alive and well, debatably, but what is he doing on this track? A lot of people will assume that it was the alive and well Snoop Dogg, and it wasn't until OVO affiliate, in quotation marks, DJ Academics came forward and reported that the verses in the song were written entirely by Drake. But should we have had to wait for that to come forward? Do we have to ask these questions each and every time a piece drops and have to question the credibility and integrity of not only the artist and the label? What's stopping us? And if you don't think this is a serious issue, what do you think the labels are gonna do? What do you think when a notorious artist such as Juice WRLD, such as XXXTentacion, since Takeoff died, you don't think a label is gonna grab that shovel like in that one episode of SpongeBob with Mr. Krabs and dig up their dead, rotting corpse to take their voice box and throw it onto a song that, quite frankly, has no business in them being on it? Let's look at Notorious Big IG. There is no reasonable way in hell why Biggie should be on a song with Ty Dolla $ign in the year of our Lord 2022. There's just no. He's been dead. We're done with the 90s. He's dead as fuck. He's not. Get up. Get up. He's fucking dead. He does not in any way, shape, or form, and I'm pretty sure he would have never consented to this, but what can we do about this? Now, quite frankly, I think that there are some practices that we can put in place, and by we, I'm talking predominantly about not only the labels, but streaming services and in fact, social media. If they were to implement a rule change or a policy that asks for the submissions to clearly outline that they have used artificial intelligence to generate any aspect of their piece, I think that's a great step forward, and not only including transparency, but also giving users the ability to decide if they want to engage with that content. Another example that I think of is Lil Yachty and his Let's Not Hear album. He claimed that he used artificial intelligence to generate the cover because it gave an uncanny feel which he was trying to reach for the project. However, when asked, why wouldn't you just have an artist do it? He didn't care. When people pointed out examples of the AI stealing content, he simply responded with, I don't care. You think these morally bankrupt people, in at least my experience, are going to adhere to copyright policies? This is hip hop we're talking about. Every couple years, let's think back to Juice WRLD's, what is the song? Lucid Dreams, where they used a Sting sample, and then years later, after the song became big, Sting came back in and said, hold on, and snatched the profits from that song. Leak culture is going to get even worse now if we continue to leave this unregulated. Leaks in nature are really low quality most of the time. You don't think it'd be easier to record a leak off a Nintendo DSi of an AI generated song and then try to pass that off as official material? You don't think all of these are potential possibilities? Another thing is that the European government, at least to my knowledge, is one of the biggest places or just countries that are actually beginning to take steps to prevent this from becoming a serious problem. EU Parliament, at least their priority with their new laws on artificial intelligence, is attempting to make sure that AI systems used in the EU are safe, transparent, traceable, non-discriminatory, and environmentally friendly. But what does transparency look like in this field? Transparency, from the way that I suggest, is that all data used in the process of generating either these voices and songs are traceable, i.e., their work is shown. Think about it like a math problem. When you are able to use a calculator on a test, but your teacher tells you, make sure you show your work. We should be able to follow their work, follow what pieces of music, books, image, photos, videos were utilized in reaching that endpoint. I think with even just these two small, well, let's not say small, they're actually kind of big, because a lot of people like to get away with beating around the corners and taking advantage of people. But let's just assume in a perfect world this could happen. I think that alone would be enough to put a little cap or a bandage temporarily until we can implement some big game-changing rules. AI as a field, as a tech, as a general daily life tool is accelerating at a rapidly fast pace. Just less than a year ago, people were looking at the spaghetti images thinking, oh, there's no way we can interpret that as real. But now, if you scroll through any social media platform, you have to sit there and know the artistic techniques to decipher whether or not this is AI. And that's kind of egregious. Another example, literally, as I'm writing this, the BBL Drizzy challenge start. And if you're not aware, Metro Boomin made a beat that samples of voice clips singing BBL Drizzy, which is produced by a comedian. Now, this might not be apparent. There is no Metro Boomin affiliate that's coming out saying, hey guys, this track is AI generated in some way, shape, or form. No, in order to know this, you'd have to know that the comedian Metro inadvertently ended up sampling, made the track by writing some lyrics and throwing it into AI song generators. And if you don't think that's a problem, imagine if your work was taken, used to generate the initial BBL Drizzy song, and then Metro used the sample of the BBL Drizzy song, and now he enlisted the whole world to hop on that song and diss Drake for $10,000. Let's also talk about the fact that the people releasing these mixtapes, or not mixtapes, remixes, are taking the song and posting it on the streaming platforms and making money off of it. If you're the small guy in that position or that situation, don't you feel like you're entitled to some type of compensation? There's a whole thing we can get into about copyright laws and how they should be updated to face artificial intelligence, but that's not the point, because that's doing a whole lot much. And if you're a fan of music, if you want to know the easiest way you can put your foot down and say, I don't want this shit, stop supporting them. See, music is different in a field of other industries. If you don't want to give an artist money, they are directly impacted in some way, shape, or form. These artists' fall off are in part determined by their fan base's support. I hate to mention them, but let's look at Kanye. Kanye in his prime was easily pushing out $1 million weeks. Now he's dropping 300,000 first weeks. And while there are other factors at play, the main thing is, who the fuck wants to listen to Kanye in our year of our Lord 2024? The people voted with their wallets. And as things continue, I can see it getting much worse for not just people like him, but people using AI generation in their music, whether it be lyrics, whether it be voices, whether it be choruses, whether it be the whole damn video that I'm watching being AI generated. It's time for us as a consumer to put our foot down, put our money where our mouth is, and just not give them any more attention. Leave a comment or don't. I ain't gonna read that shit either way. And baby Air Drizzy. Baby Air Drizzy. Baby Air Drizzy. Baby Air Drizzy. I need Metro. I need $10,000 right now. I need it right now. Send it to my pet. I accept PayPal, Cash App, Apple Pay, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub.